Is Men of War 2 still worth playing? Let's jump in and find out. Let's start with the single-player part of Men of War 2. There are different ways to play, like story campaigns. These are like stories from World War II told from three sides: the Soviets, the Americans, and the Germans. They have lots of interesting characters, but be warned, some parts are really hard. You have to plan carefully to win. Even though sometimes things might not work perfectly, these campaigns give you a good look into what it was like during the war. Then there's the historical section. It's like playing through big battles from history, but you can change things up with a tech tree. This lets you pick what kind of soldiers and equipment you want to use. Whether you like tanks or soldiers, you can make your army just how you want it. Plus, there's a mode called Dynamic Campaign, where you control lots of different groups on a big map. You get to decide where to go and what to do, which makes the game really fun to play over and over again. Now, on to Raid Mode. This is a bit different. Every time you play, the game makes up new battles with different goals and maps. So, you're always facing new challenges. Now, let's talk multiplayer. Men of War 2 delivers a robust online experience with all the features you'd expect from a modern RTS game. From in-depth tech trees to matchmaking and leaderboards, the multiplayer component offers endless opportunities for competitive play. With 3 distinct matchmaking queues catering to different playstyles, including the intense 5 versus 5 battalions mode, there's no shortage of action on the virtual battlefield. There are 3 ways to play online, each suited to different styles of play. One of the most exciting is Battalions mode, where teams of 5 players face off against each other. Before the battle starts, you get to choose what kinds of soldiers you want in your team. Then, you have to work together with your teammates to win. Whether you're attacking with artillery or leading the charge with tanks, teamwork is super important. And there are lots of different types of regiment branches you can choose from, each with their own special abilities, which makes the game even more fun and strategic.
Direct fire!
When it comes to gameplay in Men of War 2, fighting is the main focus. Instead of building bases or managing resources like in other similar games, it throws you right into the middle of battles, where you have to think fast and come up with smart strategies to win. One thing that makes Men of War 2 special is how carefully everything is made. Every little sound, like soldiers' voices or tank engines, feels real and makes you feel like you're really there. But what's really cool is that each soldier has their own stuff, like grenades and guns, and you get to decide how they use it. It adds a lot of realism and strategy to the game. You have to pay attention to lots of little details to win. You need to decide what each soldier should carry and how they should fight. This makes battles more challenging and forces you to think on your feet. Whether you're taking weapons from enemies or moving supplies around, every decision matters and can change the outcome of a battle. The goals in Men of War 2 may seem simple at first, like capturing enemy territory or destroying their stuff, but actually doing it is tough. You're always facing danger, and if you lose important soldiers, it can make things even harder. This keeps you on edge and makes every mission exciting and intense. In Men of War 2, you're not just stuck doing one thing. You can take enemy weapons and vehicles and use them against them. This gives you more options in battles and makes things more interesting. Whether you're pulling off a surprise attack or retreating to regroup, you have the freedom to change your tactics and keep your enemies guessing. Men of War 2 looks really cool. The soldiers, tanks, and everything else in the game are designed with a lot of detail. The backgrounds and landscapes are also really nice to look at. When things blow up, it looks super realistic, and the way weapons hit their targets is pretty awesome too. But sometimes, the screen can get a bit messy with too many things going on at once, which can make it hard to see what's happening. Sound design in Men of War 2 is a mixed bag with notable highs and lows. On the positive side, weapon effects are immersive and impactful, capturing the thunderous roar of gunfire and the piercing whine of artillery shells. The sounds of battle draw players into the heart of the action, heightening the intensity of every engagement. However, where the game falls short is in its voice acting. While serviceable, the voice lines lack the depth and variety needed to fully immerse players in the narrative. Repetitive dialogue can become grating over time, diminishing the overall immersion of the experience. Men of War 2 runs pretty smoothly, which is great. Whether you're playing on a fancy gaming computer or a regular laptop, the game works well and doesn't have too many problems. Sometimes though, the soldiers might not find the best way to go somewhere, or the computer-controlled enemies might do strange things. But overall, it's not too bad and doesn't ruin the fun of playing. So, is Men of War 2 still worth playing in 2024? Whether you're a seasoned tactician or a newcomer to the genre, Men of War 2 remains a worthy addition to any strategy aficionado's library. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, strategize wisely and game on!